So, good morning everyone. So, I am Jerson Panaligan and I and Miss Wendy Rebusada will report this Module 13, the professional development of a teacher. So, we have these objectives. Our objective for today is first is to identify the various forms of a professional development that teachers could engage in. Second is to give examples for each of the 7 categories of the domains of knowledge for teachers. And the third is to analyze the characters of competent teachers and explain how one relate to their professional development. Next is to give typical example and of professional behaviors of teachers and explain how each one contributes to teachers' effectiveness, and lastly, cite an example of a teachers who work towards their profession and development. So let's start. What is professional development in teaching and learning? So professional development, it is a formal and service training to upgrade the content, knowledge, and pedagogical skills of a teachers. It is widely viewed as important means of improving teaching and learning. There are a number of ways through which professional development could be an enduring pursuit of teachers. So, but the professional development could be done through, first is the reflection and self-development. So, it is the most competent professional is someone proactive, one who take charge and initiate her or his own continuing professional development. One useful way of continuing to reflect self-assessment and growth professionally is by maintaining professional journal and a professional career portfolio. So, reflection and self-development, it helps us identify what skills we need to develop and what goals you want to meet and what you're doing well even during your studies. Self-reflections can be really useful in helping our development better approach to a teaching and to a learning. So second is the mentoring. Mentoring and facilitating the learnings of another teachers can aid in professional development. The mentor observes and coaches and the teachers to help him her improves his her teaching skills. So mentoring is usual as experienced individual who shares knowledge, experience, and advice and with less experience or to the less experienced person or mentee. So third, we have this in-service workshop and graduate studies. In-service workshop are usually designed for specific purposes such as train teachers on new skills, teaching, upgrades their own knowledge in content, and introduce them to new teaching materials to program. University graduate study in is another way of continuing professional development. It is the process by which professional teachers engage or undergo in further education or training that helps to refresh, upgrade their professional knowledge. So the fourth is the the participation in professional organization. So there are many professional, local, national, and international organization that teachers can join for a professional advancement. It is meant to enhance individual and organizational performance and morale. So next is the communication with other teachers. Visiting teachers in other schools, attending in-service workshop and graduate seminar and program, and participating in teacher study group or a valuable experience. It's the best way to communicate with a teacher as to show that you value them and you respect them. For example, meet them with their classroom, not rather than your office. So just like that. So that would be we have this last one. So summer and off teaching work experience. These are government sponsored programs that are available to teachers during seminar. So that end with my topic. That would be also Miss Rebusada will continue the module 13 or our topic. Thank you.
Professional behaviors of teachers. So first, reflect on their own teaching. So this is like a process of self-observation or self-evaluation. So it's like it means like looking on what you did in the classroom, or what you do in the classroom, thinking about why did you do it, or did I did well during our time in the classroom, or and thinking about it, if it works or if it helps the students to learn, if your teaching is effective to the students. So next one is maintain accurate records. So as a teacher, it is our responsibility to keep accurate records of the students, especially in evaluating them. So it is like keeping records of the students if they already passed the assignments or their progress in learning. So these records are very important for the students, because it is for us to monitor their learnings, and we should adjust our instructions accordingly to the students. This is to make sure that they progress or improve day by day. So the third one is communicate with families. So as a teacher, we need to connect with our students. Therefore, we need to talk with them, with their families. In order to understand our students better, we need to at least communicate with their families. This is to also see if there are any problems that the student is dealing. So the next one is contribute to the school. So as a teacher, I think our greatest contribution to the school is to produce promising students that are confident to face the outside world and has determination to achieve success. This way, our school will be known by producing productive students. So the next one is grow as a professional. To grow as a professional, we should join seminars or conference that will improve our skills in teaching. This is to help us to be better as educators or as a professional. So the last one is show professionalism. So be professional as always. You may encounter difficulties in your work in handling students, but still be calm and remind yourself that you are a professional, therefore you should act as one. Domain of knowledge of professional teachers. So a survey of the experiences of practicing teachers reveals, among others, that there are several domains of knowledge on which they could anchor the learning activities they usually provide in the classroom. In this connection, Schumann in 1987 managed to organize the important domains of knowledge of teachers into 7 categories. As a teachers, these 7 domains of knowledge are very important. So because they could anchor the learning activities we usually provide in our classroom. So when you say anchor, so I searched the definition for this for us to be enlightened to those who did not know the definition. So it is a firm basis or foundation. And when we say domain, it means that a particular field of thought, activity, or interest, especially one over which someone has control or influence or right. So these 7 domains is, as I said, could anchor the learning activities teachers provide in the classroom. So the first one is content knowledge. So this basically means knowledge of the content or subject matter to be taught. Teachers should have a mastery in his or her subject matter, because whatever the teacher must share to the students should be accurate at all times. The The next one is pedagogical content knowledge. So this knowledge about how to organize and represent content for a variety of learners. So the next one is knowledge of learners and their characteristics. So as a teacher, we should have knowledge about our learners and their characteristics. This is for us to know what approach we should apply to our particular students. Because students are all not the same, therefore we must learn each of their characteristics. Next one is general pedagogical knowledge context. So this means the knowledge of general pedagogical aspects. An example of this is classroom management. So as a teacher, we should know how to manage a classroom. So the next one is knowledge of educational context. So as a teacher, we must learn everything about educational context, such as teaching and everything. Not just teaching. This ranges from understanding teaching context and the social dynamics of classes and groups. The next one is the curriculum knowledge. So this includes the subject and grade, specific knowledge of materials and programs. As a teacher, we must be aware of these things for us to perform our job well. So the last one is knowledge of educational ends. Includes the teacher's knowledge about the wider purposes of schools, the needs of learners, as well as the potential value of education.